Hey, what's up? I'm Johnny, and I'm going to talk about a bunch of dumb shit and stuff that I do. This one's on you? Oh, I'll take everything. Okay, cool. What do you think about right here? So you can get like, yeah. All right. And then I've got all my wonderful drawing materials. Weird, I usually don't draw outside my apartment these days. God, I can use it for coffee. I wonder how they make it here. It's my first time here. I've been living in this neighborhood for like over 10 years. Never been to this place. Oh, coffee kampai. Coffee kampai. Wow, that looks unique. Today, I think I'm gonna fill in some images that I drew on earlier. Then I'm gonna make some new images. Hopefully I can finish this book today. It's weird. Once the coffee starts kicking, I think I'm really gonna be able to start doing some drawings. Okay, let's see what's coming to mind today. Thinking about somebody old. I don't know. Just thinking about somebody old. Okay, I always start off with the eyes. The eyes are the mirrors to the soul. Isn't that what they say? Here we go, let's go like this. So I have no particular plan for this image at all. I'm just having fun. So I want to make this person old, so let's give some bags. Some wrinkles, like that. That's kind of cool. How about big old nose? The Spilt Ink is basically a name that I thought was cool because I sucked at graffiti. When I was in college, I used to do graffiti in San Francisco, and I was terrible at it. I was like the worst graffiti artist. All my ink would spill. I would have drips all over the place. Nothing looked good, you know? I mean, to me, at the time, I was like a kid, so I was like, yeah, this is awesome. But yeah, in reality, I kind of sucked. And I think all the other graffiti artists knew that I sucked too, you know? And anyway, I'd had drips all over the place. None of this stuff I did was tight. And so, yeah, I just kind of called myself the Spilt Ink. Then when I came to Japan and I was doing like a lot of like this kind of work with fude pens, I would squeeze it too much and I would spill ink and I'd mess up my paintings and illustrations and everything or whatever. So basically, the Spilt Ink is like kind of like a joke on myself that I suck because I'm spilling ink all over the place. But now, if you look at like all the graffiti art and all the street art, you know, spilling ink and having drips is actually like the cool thing. You got drips going like that. That's a cool thing. Back in the day, it wasn't, I guess. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. That's where the Spilt Ink came from. I spill my ink. But now it's like a popular name. There's like Spilt Ink, many different companies call themselves the Spilt Ink, but I'm the original. Ah, yeah, it's cool. Well, I was more of an illustrator at first. I just loved illustrating. Not illustrating, but just drawing, I loved heavy metal, and I loved Camel cigarette advertisements. So I would get like a magazine, like People magazine, or maybe one of my friends or one of my cousins' Iron Maiden records, and I would look at it and I would sketch it, because I just thought Iron Maiden was like so cool. I mean, the band itself is cool, but like I really loved like the record covers, Live After Death, Somewhere in Time, even Seventh Son of a Seventh Son's pretty awesome. So I would look at those and I would draw those, and I would draw Joe Camel, and yeah, I just started really enjoying drawing, and it just became something that I loved to do, and I would draw like Eddie from Iron Maiden doing all sorts of weird stuff, and Joe Camel hanging out, whatever, I just thought it was cool. It was fun. Something that I love to do, and yeah, I guess that's where it started. And Iron Maiden. Still listen to Iron Maiden, but I quit smoking. Oh, his eyes are really coming alive. There you go. Just a little bit of blue. When I draw, or when anybody draws or sketches or paints or does anything, you just get so into it, so wrapped up in your artwork. Time's just like meaningless, I don't even know what time it is right now. Time will just go by so quickly. Before I know it, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I gotta finish this up, And that happens. That's fine though. That means you're doing it right. So do you want me to set up over here? Live painting. I guess here we go. Yes, I've been live painting since 2011. And the first time I live painted was actually 2 days after the big earthquake. And that was in Tokyo, Japan. And I painted at a nightclub in Shibuya, a very, very famous big nightcllub. And yeah, pretty much I was the only one that showed up. There's a nightclub in every major city in this world. Maybe I should start contacting people and telling them who I am and what I do. And maybe, just maybe, you know, they'll invite me out and I can paint for them. And maybe I can go on tour. So I did that. I started like putting on my little feelers and contacting a lot of my friends who DJ and a lot of my international friends that DJ internationally. And I started getting all these leads. And I started going to all these websites like Resident Advisor and contacting all these people. Anyway, I figured out how to do all that stuff. And then I just basically pushed the go button. And my first tour was in, I think, 2012, maybe 2013, and I hit up 4 countries, and I painted at every place multiple times, and into some crazy situations in Europe. Like, you have no idea. Like, oh, man. Let's see. So the first time within a nightclub was Paris. And in Paris, I was painting at this event called Girls. And the whole theme was that all the DJs were girls, right? And so my job was to go to this club and paint a blacklight painting of like a girl DJ, which was absolutely brilliant. It turned out really good. I was really proud of that piece. And I'm up there and I'm painting. I've got the black lights rocking and it's absolutely fantastic. And this girl, I hear this girl behind me just scream, "Painter! Painter! Painter!" And I look over and here's like this really tall, like blonde girl, and she's like really, really like attractive. And she's looking at me, you know, and she's like waving. And I wave at her, and then all of a sudden this guy next to her gets really upset, really upset. And I start painting and I hear screaming. I look back and this guy is slapping this girl back and forth, but like an aggressive beat, like pow, 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 like that. And I was like, what the heck just happened, you know? And I get nervous. I mean, why this guy, what's going on? Is he jealous because, you know, she was waving at me, maybe giving me attention or something? I have no idea. And I'm just thinking of GTFO, getting out of like that zone, right? I look back over my shoulder and the girl is gone, her, like other people are gone, and there's like this kind of like negative space surrounding this guy, and this guy is just staring me down, and he's like a big, tough dude, right? I mean, he looked like one of those guys that does MMA for fun, and he's just staring me down, you know, he's giving me like the evil eye, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done. So I grab all my stuff, you know, and I don't even look back at him. And I take off, and like I go to like the VIP section, and then what did I do? I took off my cap, I messed up my hair a little bit. I'm trying to like, you know, look completely different. And I go to one of the organizers. I'm like, hey, you know, do people have guns here or anything? He's like, no, we got security. Everybody gets like patted down. I'm like, what about knives? He's like, probably not. When somebody says probably not, that means maybe. When somebody says maybe, in my mind, that means yes. So I'm like, oh my God. So for the rest of the night, you know, I'm hiding out, you know, and I'm getting drinks. I'm pretty much, you know, I'm enjoying myself. I'm talking to everybody, you know, but I'm just like kind of like keeping my eye out for this tough guy. And everything was cool. I mean, overall, it was like an amazing event. I had a wonderful time. But yeah, that's the first time I almost maybe died. Let's see. Okay, here we go, Berlin. We're in the back seat of this car because we were drinking, and there was a person, I guess maybe one of his friends, that was driving the car, right? And his friend was driving very, very, very quickly, right? She was going crazy fast, and she's going in between cars. She's like passing car by passing car by passing car. And I'm like, safety belts, okay, it's on. All right, let's just straighten this thing up a little bit. I can see that she just passed another car, right? I noticed that there's a car right next to us. I look over, and then I can see them looking over at us, and I'm like, wait a second. And then I hear her scream, Scheisse. I look up, there's a car coming directly towards us. It's yours, right? And then I see the car to the right of us just hit the brakes, and they go boom like that, and then she cuts over, and as she cuts over, and this other car goes zoom like that. And I'm sitting there, and we're all like, okay, we're alive. I'm alive. Okay, this is good. This is good. And all we hear is just techno music. Nobody's talking. The conversation's done. And then 5 minutes go by, we pull up to like her house or his house. We sit down at this dining table in the living room. We put the beers down, and my friend says, "Vera, Johnny, I suppose every day's a gift now." And I'm like, "Yeah, I suppose so." So yeah, so that's the time I almost got in a car wreck. Tito's the biggest and most famous art store in Japan. It's pretty amazing. So if you're ever going to buy any art supplies, paints, canvases, anything like that, it's all there. Nice. It's great. I've been living in Nakameguro since 2012. Like right after the big earthquake happened, we moved, my wife and I moved from Shimokizawa to here, and we've been here, we've been happy ever since. Yep, no coffee, no life. You need coffee. You get out of bed, you need coffee to stay out of bed. Cool. And this is the studio. And this is just stuff that I collected over the years. I love old school EC comics, so this is cool. Star Wars, who doesn't love Star Wars? Scarface, I got that from my friend Pee-wee for my birthday. I think when I was like 30 years old, which is kind of cool. I painted that. That's from my friend Jesse, who's a French tattoo artist, who's also a painter. That's pretty awesome. And then the Stormtrooper, believe it or not, I painted this years and years and years ago, right? But then they made a new Star Wars movie where they had a Star Wars Stormtrooper that was all like mirror-like, right? And I was like, oh no, I thought that was like, you know, I was original doing this, but I guess not. Who doesn't love the Ninja Turtles, Walking Dead, Lupin Sensei, Alice Cooper? This here's kind of cool. I love black lights, right? I love blacklight paintings and blacklight art. And this right here, this is called fluorite. And fluorite is the actual like stone where they kind of developed fluorescent paints from, right? So this right here is where it all started. So I got this. It's kind of cool. Isn't that cool? That's Anthony's shoe. Yes! The marvelous and very talented Anthony H. This is his shoe right here. He wrote something to me right here. To Johnny, love you, from Anthony. Oh, that's so sweet. Cool, very cool. Awesome design too. I wish I had the other one I could wear. I only have one. Since my cat right here. So even though my cat passed away 2 weeks ago, she's still here with me. My wife made these. So because like I was so like lonely and devastated that my little partner in crime passed away. Mwah. My wife made this. So basically when I'm painting, she's actually here, which is kind of cool. So she's watching me work. Usually she would sit right there while I'm painting right here. So, but now she's right there. So she can keep an eye on me and make sure I'm doing a good job. Little collection of my Popsic paintings. Yeah, I've got so many of these. So many of these. I've been doing it for such a long time. This is Marilyn Monroe. That's kind of cool. Which one's this? Oh, that's another one. That's a big one. This one's actually going to go in the Tokyo Art Tank show. This is really cool. I love her eyes right there. The color of the eyes are really cool too. You want to get footage of me painting?
This life is sort of like a portrait, and you just gotta cherish the moment before you notice. Time moves quicker than sand, falling out the palm of your hands. Enjoy the moment. This life is sort of like a portrait, and you just gotta cherish the moment before you notice. The present is the past again. Now you're looking at the places you've been, yeah.
With the third story, I believe. Third floor? Third floor. Wait. Second. You're right. You're right.
You're going to be on the DJ floor, which is the second floor. And you're going to be painting on the window. And we're going to have a DJ in there. We're going to have dancers in there. It's going to be great. And I was like, cool, how many black lights should I bring in? And I was like, actually, if I bring in all these black lights, what I could do is
I could bring in some of my actual blacklight artwork, you know, and I could cover the walls. So when people come in, they can see like what the final product is. They're like, oh my God, that sounds like a great idea. So it'll be like a blacklight room with blacklight artwork with DJs, and you'll be painting and you'll be doing blacklight live painting. And I was like, awesome.
Expanding my style, you know, I'm kind of like focusing on it and kind of reinventing this thing that I was doing for so long with all these elements that I was inspired with. And pop sick basically means sick at the popular. It's my own style. Like every day there's just like a huge list of people I need to contact and things I need to do, stuff I need to buy, you know? I mean, I really bite on more than I can chew, but I always wind up chewing it, if that makes sense. You know, everything always like works out in the end. I think it's good to buy art. It makes you happy. It opens up your mind. Is that enough? Did I tell you about Greece? I got a story about Greece. About Athens. I got 2 stories about Athens. Yeah, actually, I got 3 stories about Athens. Yeah.